you'll be having
This call is now being recorded.
I'll be giving a link, okay, para po pwede ninyong mapanood ulit ang klase natin ngayon. Ayun. So again, good evening everyone. So our class is already recorded, so we can now start or begin our class for tonight. Ayun. So again, good evening everyone. Ayun, good evening sa lahat ng mga regular students ko, and then we have also mga nasa ano lang subject based lang na ano, we have soil science and crop protections na um nag-avail, and then also we have here open sa mga public aray yung open ano yung mga open students um na nag-join lang sa link. Ayun. So again, good evening everyone. So by the way, yung ano po natin yung right after the class, okay? So the link will be sent doon sa GC natin para po ma-access ninyo yung ano natin PowerPoint presentation natin ngayon. Ayan. So and also the links, okay, for tonight, the links for tonight will be uh also will be given by tomorrow. Okay? So let's now begin our class. By the way, ang dami pala natin ngayon. It's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, we are 26 tonight. Ayun. So again, good evening. 26. Pero guys, madami talaga yan sila sa regular class. Some of them, yung nag-ano lang. Tag doon? Uh, they prefer to have, they prefer to watch the recordings lang kasi nga ano, they are busy talaga. So, ayun. Okay, so now let's proceed to our proper discussion. Medyo nawala pala yung ano natin. Okay, so we have now soil science, and soil science is the second subjects that we are going to take in the board examination, right? Followed by siya ng crop science. So we are done with crop science. So we've been discussing the crop science since January 15 of our class until the end. Last week lang kami natapos. So we ended with plant genetics. So um it's a very ano talaga, very very mahirap. Yeah, it's a very interesting subject, and one of the topic din ng crop science is yung plant breeding and genetics na medyo mahirap siya talaga intindihin, but there's a lot of terminologies that you need to know or learn kasi nga that will be come out sa board examination. Yeah, I get already all the scores from of the plant genetics pala. They already submitted it last night pa or kahapon pa pala. So I'll be posting that scores and rank pala mamaya. Okay, so we'll know kung sino ba yung nasa rank 1 ng plant genetics. Okay, now let's proceed to soil science. So soil science, as what I said, is this. We have a lot of things that we discussed tonight, or that we are going to discuss tonight under concept. Pag sinabi natin concept, so we are going to discuss about the principles, the fundamentals of the soils. Hindi pa tayo doon sa hindi tayo sa genesis, no? Or ang ibig sabihin lang concept of soil is that yung pinaka-flesh niya, yung pinaka-foundation ng soil science. Okay? So there are a lot of the things that we are going to discuss. We have the soils, the definition of soils, the soil surface, the soil individual. So we have those pedon, polypedon, right? And the approaches in the soil of this in the study of soil. So we have edological approach, uh, uh, pedological approach, edapological approach. No? Those are approaches in the study of soils. We have also yung field of study in soil science, yung mga soil chem, soil fertility, soil conservation and management, land use. Those are at madami pang iba. Like soil chemistry, soil physics, yun. And also lastly, we are going to discuss about the different components of soil. So yung soil solids and also the pore spaces, the composition of soil. So we will discuss that tonight. Okay? So now let's begin first with the definition of soil. So we know that there's a lot of definition of soil. If you're going to search it on Google or encyclopedia, ang daming definition talaga ng soil. Definition. But we will stick on the pinaka major or ano talaga yung pinaka ano niya. What do you call this? Definition or functions niya. So again, soil is a mixture of organic. Pag sinabing organic, it means the decaying plant and also the animal matter. And also inorganic, we have rock and minerals. Pag sinabing inorganic, it has something to do with the mixture of chemicals. Yun. And these materials come together. So they come together, the decaying plant and also the animal matter with the rock and and mineral mixed together. So through weathering processes. So what are those weathering processes? So madaming mga factors that affecting the composition of soil, and we have also the influence by climate, organisms, topography, and also the topography. If you can still remember, yung sinabi ng teacher natin na CLERPAT. So we have this one, okay, CLERPAT. This is the factors that affecting the soil formation, right? We have the climate, living organism, kita pala, mali pala yan na, oh. Living organism, and we have the relief, parent material, and also the time. Okay? So those are the things that you need to know, pero we will discuss that once we already reach weathering formation. Yun. And then yeah, the soil provides essential nutrients. Yeah. Essential nutrients for plant growth and also making it vital for agriculture and ecosystems. So this is one of the definition of soil. Okay? And also, always remember that soil serves as a medium of plant growth. Ano nga ba yung medium? Siya yung dahilan kaya tumatayo yung mga plants natin, right? And when you say medium, it has a mixture of chemicals, right? So, pag sabing chemicals, meron siyang mga macro minerals, micro minerals in it, right? And then also mga organic matter that one of the reason why nabubuhay yung plants natin. Okay? So, that's the medium. Iba po yung medium uh, sa laboratory. Yun po yung tissue culture na sinasabi natin, right? We mix agar, we mix the macro and micronutrients into agar and then put it, a portion on it doon sa the mixture or the portion of the mixture, we put it inside the um, transparent glass. Parang transparent glass siya. So we put it inside and then yun ang ginagamit natin para pag gawa ng sample ng tissue culture ng example banana or potatoes. So that's example of medium in tissue culture, meaning there is no soil. Okay? Hindi po yun siya soil. It was a medium. Okay? And also, soil as a non-renewable resource. Bakit siya kino-consider as non-renewable resources? Because it takes about 100 of years. Okay? Soil formation is slow because it takes 100 of years to form an inch of soil. So imagine that. Kung gaano katagal. Right? It takes 100 of years to form an inch of soil. And human activities like Deforestation or overgrazing can lead to its degradation. So yung pag-deforestation, okay, and overgrazing can lead to lesser our soils. Okay? So yeah, that's soil yeah, soils as considered as non-renewable resource. Okay. So another definition of soil is it is the what do they call this? Natural dynamic resource. May ma-encounter kayong ganyang term? Natural dynamic resources. Ito lang yung na-remember ko talaga na term. Kasi ito yung lagi kong tinatandaan. Pag nakikita ko yung ganyan, it means soil. Yun, ganun. So, that's the one of the definition also ng soil. Natural dynamic resources. So, that's soil. Also one of the definition of soil. Okay? Kasi nga, pag sinabing natural, it is a natural body. Dimensions of the gaano siya kakapal, gaano siya kalapad, okay, the thickness, the with indistinct horizontal boundaries. So kaya ang dahilan nagbi-blend with other soils and also yung vertical boundaries sa air above and also the unweathered rocks below. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you need to consider on. Okay, so now let's proceed to the soil surface. Soil surface is surface ng soil. Oo, yung inaapakan mo ngayon. Okay, yung inaapakan mo ngayon, hindi ko alam kung nasa kama ka ba, so yung inaapakan mo is kama. Okay? um, let's say nasa labas ka o nasa lupa, yung inaapakan mo ngayon ay lupa. So that's the soil surface where you step on. Okay? So, itong term na to is based on the upper limit of soil. Nga, sabi ko nga, di ba? Surface, this one here. Example, let's say one, ganyan. Tapos this is the trees, blah, blah, blah. I really don't know how to, talaga, to draw. Yan. So, ang surface, ang surface dito. So, this is the surface, okay? This is the surface. Ibig sabihin, that's the upper limit. Okay? That's the upper limit of soil. Which is the boundary na siya. Boundary siya between soil and either the air or the shallow water or yung mga live plants yun, and also or the parent or the plant materials, okay, that have not begun to decompose, and then dyan din nangyayari or ang tawag din, no, um, dyan din nagsisimula yung decomposition, okay, sa soil surface. So that's what we call soil surface. So soil interacts with both air and above and the rocks below. So and also this integration creates its boundaries and its vital role in the environment. Next we have, so I just want also to ano tawag doon, no? Clarify kasi meron iba sa inyo na hindi alam ano ibig sabihin ng atmospheric air at saka soil air. Okay? Always remember pag sinabi natin atmospheric air, it is above the soil surface. So this one is the soil surface, right? So ibig sabihin, yung mga nakapaligid mga nakapaligid dito sa trees na to, it means that atmospheric air yan. Yung nalalakap natin ngayon, di ba? Sa ambience natin, sa environment and surroundings natin, that is atmospheric air. Okay? Yung sa soil naman, sa loob ng soil, sa baba, ang tawag dyan ay soil air. That is because of the tinatawag natin na pore spaces. Ano yung pore spaces na yun? Yung parang butas-butas sa soil kung saan doon infiltrate or dumadaan si water at saka si air. Okay? So, di ba nga sabi nila, pag nilibing ka, di ba pag nilibing ka, hindi ka nakakahinga sa baba ng lupa. Kasi there is no oxygen at all. It is more on carbon dioxide, and you cannot breathe because there's only little pores na kaya hindi makakapasok yung mga air. Naintindihan? So yun ang ibig sabihin yun ang difference between atmospheric air and also the soil air. Next, we have the soil individual. So soil individual, actually there's two types of soil individual. We have the pedon, and also the other one is the pelopedon. Polypedon. Okay? Pag sinabi mong pedon, it is hexagonal. Okay? Hexagonal column of soil measuring from 1 to 10 square meters in top surface area. So this one is an example of pedon. As you can see, it's hexagonal. Okay? It's a hexagonal column. Kumuha tayo ng piece sa isang field. Right? Kumuha tayo ng piece sa isang field. So this will be the pedon. So dyan mo malalaman or dyan ka kukuha ng sample on how to identify horizons or soil profile or soil horizons. No? Yung malaman yung horizon A, horizon B. Okay? So this is, as a whole, it is called a soil profile. But if you're going to talk about each of the level, and that is what we call soil horizons. Okay? So again, pedon, always remember that it is the basic sampling unit. Okay? Iyan ay basic sampling unit. Always remember that. Yan ay ginagamit sa soil surveys. Sa soil surveys, tinatawag siyang basic sampling unit. Saan? Sa soil survey. Okay? Tandaan yan. Basic sampling unit. Next, we have polypedon. Okay? Polypedon, it is refers actually to a series of pedons. Diba? Pedons ay mag-isa. Ito, mag-iisa. Right? And pag sinabing polypedons, refers to a series or madaming pedons. Kasi nga, from the word itself, poly, ibig sabihin madami, pedons, madaming basic sampling. Yan. That are linked together. Na nagli-link together, that's forming a larger unit. It has distinct characteristics that differentiate it from surrounding soil areas. Okay? So they have distinct characteristics na nag-differentiate sa surroundings ng isang soil areas. So this is an example. So this one is also polypedon 1, and you have the polypedon 2. And these are what we call also, pag madami yan, polypedon din yan. Pero pag isa-isa lang sila, that's what we call pedon. Okay? Always remember that polypedon is an essential soil individual na it's comprising an identifiable series of soil in an area. And also, it made up of multiple pedons. Okay, it's made up of multiple pedons and has a distinctive characteristics that differentiate it from surrounding the polypedon. So, may mga mag-iibang iba't ibang characteristics. Okay. Now, let's proceed to the approaches in the soil study or in the study of soil. So we have number 1, pedological approach. Okay, always remember that this approach focuses on detailed study of soil. Okay, detailed study of soil focuses on the detailed study of soil properties, yung classification, yung relationship with the plant growth. Okay, and also it aims to understand the soil as a natural body and its origins, kung saan nagmula at bakit siya tinawag na natural body, and its transformations over time, kung paano ba siya nade-develop or nag-growth over time. Okay? So always remember also the pedological approach, coming from the word pedon. Okay, pedon, pedon, pedon. It which means soil or earth. Okay, soil or earth. So this is the study of soils with principal interests on characterization and differentiation of their properties, and also with only minor emphasis on on their practical use or relation to plant growth. So lesser lang yun. Kasi iba-ibang approach din po yun. Example is the study of soils for their taxonomic classification. So, as a natural body, so we have a lot of soil orders, right? In taxonomical order. So, we have taxonomical classification. So, we have yung, nakalimutan ko na to eh. Uh, Kinanta ko yung kanina eh. 12 soil, intesols, histosols, yung mga ganun. Yan, insectisols. So, those are example of taxonomical classification. Okay? So, those are pedological approach. Now, we have edapological approach. Okay? Pag sinabi mo edapological approach, okay, so itong study na to emphasizes the soil's practical use. Okay, ini-emphasize niya the soil's practical use, particularly in its relationship to plant growth. Okay, nakafocus siya sa relationship to plant growth and agricultural productivity. So, it looks at soil fertility and the ability to retain nutrients and other properties that helps the plants grow. Okay? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by edapological approach? Pag sinabi mong edapological approach, from the word itself, edapos, edapos. From the word itself, edapos meaning soil or ground. Okay? So, ito yung study of soils na nag-e-emphasize siya sa practical use, kung saan nagagamit or paano nagagamit ang soil. So, particularly sa relationship siya ng soil properties to plant growth. Example, study of soil fertility, no? Variability of soil productivity, at saka methods of conserving and improving productivity. Example din is ganito. This one right here is the surface, right? This is the surface. Okay, this is the soil one here. Tapos ito yung flower. Flower. Okay. So pag sinabing edapological approach, it has something to do with the study of plants, the lower and the upper plants. Okay? It has something to do with the relationship kung paano ba nabubuhay or paano ba nag-grow or develop yung isang plants with the soil. Okay? So yan tinatawag na edapological approach. Okay? So it is the lower or higher study or higher approach. Higher study of, it is the study of the higher plant. Yun ang term na dapat tandaan. Higher plant. Higher plant. Yan. So, okay? Kasi nga, pag sinabi mong higher plant, it has something to do with the plants and also the soil itself. Okay, next we have, now let's go to the fields of study in soil science. So we have, actually, there are 8 pala. 8 fields of study in soil science. So we have soil fertility. Okay, the first one, we have the soil fertility. Pag sinabi mong soil fertility, it is the quality of soil to provide optimum level of nutrients. Okay, yan? To provide optimum level. Okay, para magbigay ng optimum level ng nutrients for plant growth. Okay? So this is soil fertility. And yeah, refers to the ability of soil to provide the necessary nutrients Yan. Kaya nga inaaral natin yan at aaralin natin yan. Yun. Aaralin po natin yan guys kasi lalabas din sa board exam. And also, a fertile soil contains adequate levels of essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and other trace elements. So, ibig sabihin, yung bawat soil na yan, it is composed of macro and micronutrients that is needed by the soil. Okay? Or by the plants, sorry, by the plants. So, that is soil fertility. Example, a farmer testing soil for fertility might add compost or fertilizers to replenish lost nutrients, ensuring optimal crop yields like with corn or wheat. So, in order for you to know more about the fertility of the soil, or ano ba yung idadagdag mo, ilang kilo ba ng urea, ilang kilo ba ng ganito, ng compost, ang kailangan mong idadagdag, yun. So, you need to know the study of soil fertility. Okay? At madaming computation dyan, guys. Oo. So, that will be discussed din sa susunod na mga araw. Next, we have soil physics. Pag sinabing soil physics, it is the characteristics, processes, processes, or reactions of a soil that is caused by physical forces. Okay? That is caused by a physical forces. So, reaction yan ng soil nang dahil merong ginawa, nilagay, kaya nga nag-iiba ang characteristics or physical appearance ng soil. Okay? Soil physics examines the physical characteristics and properties of soil. So, including texture, the structure, the porosity, the moisture retention, the bulk density, the particle density. Those are the things that we're going to discuss for soil physics. And it helps understand how soil interacts with air and water, the porosity, the soil moisture content, the regime, what else? Yung mga bar, 0 bar, 1 bar, may mga ganun. Physical din yun. As a Stokes law, yung mga ganun. At marami pang iba. So, soil physics it is also known as soil physical properties. Okay? Pwede, tinatawag din po yan siyang soil physical properties. Okay? Soil physical properties. Kasi nga, properties. Kasi, we're going to learn the texture, the structure, the porosity, yun. Kaya nga, tinawag siyang soil physical properties. Example, the water retention of clay soil compared to sandy soil. So, yun, malalaman mo na agad kung sino ba ang mas mataas ang retention. Ang clay soil ba or ang sandy soil? Okay? Sino ba yung mabilis mag-drain? Yun. Si clay soil ba or si sandy soil? So, merong comparison ng characteristics nila. Tandaan yan, ha? So, that will be discussed on soil physical properties. Actually, that will be the discussion by next week. Kasi tomorrow, we'll have our weathering formation processes. Okay? So, which impacts agricultural practices? We have clay retains water but drains slowly. Yun. Ibig sabihin daw, yung clay, kaya mag-retain ng water, pero mahina siyang mag-drain. Okay? Bakit kaya? Kasi nga, maliliit ang butas, pero madami. Madaming butas, pero maliliit. Once kasi nalagyan na yan, pag nalagyan or nadaanan na yan ng soil water, it cannot be the way of soil air. Always remember that, ha? Pag once nadaanan na ng soil water, hindi na pwedeng daanan ng soil air. Saan pa dadaan ng soil air? Kung na-filled na siya ng soil water. Pero, pag nadaanan na siya ng soil air, pwede pa siyang pagdaanan ng soil water. Kasi ang soil air is flexible. Yun. Okay? So, kaya nga maliliit yung pores ng clay, pag once napasukan na ng water, yun, nagsa-stack up na. Right? Nagsa-stack up na, hindi na siya nagde-drain pababa. Okay? So, sa taas pa lang, wala na. Close na yung daanan. Okay? Maliliit ang pores niya pero madami. Okay? While the sun drains faster and may require more frequent watering. So, bakit madali madrain ang sand? Because malalaki ang pores niya or butas-butas. Okay? So, pag malaki ang butas-butas or pores, which means that madaling mag-drain or mag-infiltrate ang water. So, pag lagyan mo siya ng water, madali yung pupunta pababa. Okay? Kasi malalaki yung pores niya. Example is yung mga nasa beach. Hindi yung beaches ha. Beaches. Beaches. Yan. Yung ano ba, sa maliligo. Yung seashore. Sa dagat. Those are example of sandy soil. Okay? Next, we have soil chemistry. But there's a lot of things that you need to know in soil physics. So that's why I inviting everyone to join us tomorrow or next week. Ganun. With our for our soil physics. Next, we have the fields of study in soil science. We have the soil chemistry. Soil chemistry, it is the field. Pag sinabing soil chemistry, it is the interaction of soil, solid, liquid, at saka yung mga gaseous phases or components ng soil. Okay, so dito na yung pumapasok si colloids, yun, soil colloids, ano ba yung, nakalimutan ko na yung term, availability of nutrients, yun, yung mga more on chemical composition, yun, dyan na yan pumapasok sa soil chem. Si cation and ion exchange property, si soil pH, dyan yan pumapasok. Soil colloids, so madami kayong kailangan na i-learn sa soil chemistry. And soil chemistry is one of the hardest topic for soil science. Pero depende na yan sa nagtuturo kung magaling. Pag magaling ang nagtuturo, hindi kayo mahihirapan. Okay? So, yun. So, soil chemistry, this field focuses on the interaction between solid, liquid, and gaseous components in soil. So, and also it helps explain how yung nutrients, yung contaminants, and other substances interact within the soil environment. Okay? Paano ba nagiging available yung nutrients sa plants? Yun. Converting from sa soil siya. So, hindi pa siya available. So, let's say, converting organic to inorganic. Kasi kailangan maging inorganic in order for the plants to absorb the nutrients. Okay? The availability of the nutrients. So, example, the pH of the soil affects the availability of nutrients. Acidic soils may limit the growth of plants requiring neutral pH. So, ano yung mga acidic soil? So, we will discuss that. Maraming minerals that may cause acidity of the soils. Okay? So, meron yan. Yan yung mga part na gusto-gusto ko talagang i-discuss sa soils. Kasi madali lang talaga siyang intindihin. Pero pag sa inyo, mayroon talagang part na mahirapan kayong umintindi, guys. Yung soil pH scale, di ba may nakikita kayong sa soil pH scale, merong green, yellow, and red. Tapos nandun yung mga minerals, mga molybdenum, magnesium, iron, and then may mga scale number. Madali lang yun sila intindihin. Yun yung pinaka-madali intindihin sa soil pH, sa soil chem, yung soil pH. At marami ding lumalabas na ganyan sa board exam. So, kailangan nyo lang siya i-familiarize. Okay? And then, what are those minerals that may cause acidity sa soil? Yun. Next, we have soil microbiology. Pag sinabing soil microbiology, it is the soil biochemical reactions that carried out primarily by microorganisms. Always remember, basta micro, it has something to do with the life. Maliit, small, life. Micro, bio, life. Small, life. Yun. So, Soil microbiology is concerned with the biochemical reactions in the soil. So, biochemical is kasi nga gawa yan ng mga microorganisms. So, there's a lot of things so we need to learn bacteria, fungus, algae, nematodes. Okay, so focusing on microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, so at marami pang iba. So itong mga microorganism, they help to decompose the organic material. And also, finifix din nila yung nitrogen and nag-enhance din po sila ng soil structure. Okay? Example, we have the mycorrhizal fungi. So this one will be discussed also in soil science. Mycorrhizal fungi, it's soil in soil from symbiotic relationship with the plant roots. Ano ibig sabihin ng symbiotic relationship? Pag sinabi mo symbiotic relationship is meron siyang related relationship with the plant roots. Ibig sabihin, dati, yung wala pang mycorrhizal fungi, konti pa lang ang roots ng isang plant. So, pag hinila mo siya, mahihila mo lang. Right? So, ngayon, nilagyan mo siya ng mycorrhizal fungi, dumami yung roots niya. Numbered, huge of roots ang biglang nagkaroon yung isang plants. So, hindi na siya basta-basta natatanggal. Okay? Sa Bisaya pa, dili pa basta maibut ba? Ayaw ibuta. Sa Bisaya pa yan. Kasi kung ibuton, sakit. Yan. So, yun ang ibig sabihin nan. Okay? Sa Bisaya, yun ha. Oo. So, hindi nakakaintindi, wag na lang intindihin. Yun. Alright. So, that's a soil microbiology. Okay? So, next we have soil conservation and management. So, these things I'm gonna discuss this one after ng concept. Kasi nga, madami yan eh. Malawak din siya at the same time. We have the soil conservation and management. What is soil conservation management? Itong field na to is for protection of soil against the physical loss by erosion or chemical deterioration. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Kasi tayo, mahilig tayo mag-invento, mga tao. Mahilig mag-invento ang tao eh. So, using chemicals that may cause the physical loss of the soil. So, pagkawala or unti-unting nawawala yung soil formation. Yun. So, we have physical loss by erosions or by chemical deterioration. So, madaming chemical deterioration, if I'm not mistaken, mga hydrolation, madami yun eh. Physical and chemical, yun. Physical and chemical factors. Totality of all the tillage operations, cropping practices, fertilization, liming is one of the conservation management, which is lumalabas talaga sa board exam yung mga different limings, including yung mga chemical composition nila. Yung purity, yun, lumalabas yun sa board exam. And also conducted on a soil for crop production. Always remember that soil conservation and management ay field ng nag-i-involve ng protecting soil. Sana all pinoprotektahan from erosion, from pollution, or from degradation. Kaya aaralin natin yan. Diyan din natin malalaman sa soil conservation and management kung kaya ba natin siyang protektahan ang taong mahal natin. Away from erosion, away from pollution, away from degradation. Diyan natin malalaman kung worth it bang ipaglaban. Charat. Yan. Okay. So, that's ensuring its sustainability for agriculture and other uses. Okay. So, it includes practices like crop rotation, yan, cover cropping, ano pa, construction of terraces. Actually, diniscuss ko na rin yan sa inyo sa farming system, from farming and cropping system sa crop science, right? Pero there will be a lot of things to know pa about it. So, yun ay just yung mga basic lang naman yun eh. Okay, but we will get into it deeply. So, example of soil conservation management in mountainous areas prone to erosion, Farmers may build contour terraces to reduce runoff and soil loss, helping to maintain soil health over time. So, ganon. Ayun nga, sa mga mountainous areas, ah, prone talaga ang soil to erosion. Tama, Bonbon? Tama? That the soil is prone to erosion?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Akala ko hindi tama eh. Bakit yan nakadikit yung ano mo, video mo? Picture mo ba talaga yan? Ayun. So,
Sorry, sir.
prone to erosion. Okay? So, that's why yung mga farmers nagbi-build na lang sila ng contour terraces para hindi po maglolos yung soil. But we will discuss that kasi under din po yan ng transformation ng soil. No guys, I'm trying to get your attention kasi nga iba yung pakiramdam ko talaga. Okay, so I'm trying to get your attention. Ngayon pa talaga. Ngayon pa talaga. We have, are you familiar with TTAL? Mahilig ako sa mnemonics kasi ito yung pinaka mas madaling way na maintindihan mo yung soils by using mnemonics. TTAL, ano ba ito? Kalimutan ko na. Transportation pala. Transportation ba yan? Transformation, transportation, addition, and losses. Yun. But I have that list actually. So, i-discuss ni Sir yan. Ano ibig sabihin? This is very important too. Okay? Diyan mo malalaman yung si step slope. Yung mga ba? Shoulder slope. Yung ganan. Okay? Next, we have soil survey and classification. Soil survey and classification. Soil survey involves mapping and classifying soil types based on their origin, structures, and characteristics. Yung mga series, lumalabas sa board exam yan. And this is one of the crucial for land management, agriculture, and environmental conservation. So this is soil survey. So nagdi-deal po siya sa structural characteristics, sa mode of origin, ano pa ba? Diyan din malalaman yung family, order, series, genera, blah blah blah, gano'n. Magkaroon ba? Organizational and systematic arrangement of soils. Example, we have a soil survey of a farm could identify areas of sandy soil that need irrigation or clay soil that retains excess moisture. So this is example of that soil survey and classification. No, nag-identify sila ng areas na may sandy soil kasi kailangan nila for irrigation or clay soil na nagre-retain ng excessive moisture that allowing the farmers to adjust their irrigation practices accordingly. Okay? Kaya nga 'di ba yung natin, yung rice field natin or yung iba yung soil niya, right? It has a clay soil, binitonate para para mag-retain yung excess moisture. Okay? So next is we have soil mineralogy. Soil mineralogy, it is the structural chemistry of the solid component of soil. Okay, structural chemistry po yan of the solid components of soil. So, yun. But we will discuss that. Yung mga primary, secondary, yun. Oo. I-discuss lang yan ni Sir. Yan. Clay minerals like yung mga kaolinite, montmorilonite, holy night, the stars are bright and shining. Yun. It is the night. Pag kinakanta ko yan guys, memorize ko yung mga non-expanding type, expanding type, crystallization, yung ganun ba? Vermiculite, 1:1, 2:1, kaolinite, may mga ganun ba? Elite. So, example yun. That will be discussed actually too. Okay? Kantahin nyo lang, oh, holy night, montmorillonite, ganun. Kaolinite, elite, ganun. Mahilig ako ganyan eh. And then we have also land use. Okay, land use. It deals with the allocation of lands for general or broad purposes such as agriculture, forestry, settlement, and also the military reservations. And always remember that land use, this field focuses on how the land is allocated for various uses like agriculture, forestry, or urban development. Okay, so it also looks at the land management practices to ensure sustainable of soil resources. So this one, pag-uusapan din natin yung wait lang, sulfur, phosphorus, kalimutan ko na, potassium, wala potassium doon. Basta alam niyo na pagkalam ko, sulfur, phosphorus, basta these are the main minerals that we're going to discuss. Kasi minsan, nagkakos po ito ng alkalinity, acidity, yun. Okay, so i-discuss din minsan yan sa inyo. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the components or different components of soil. Pag sinabing different components of soil, it is the proportion of the different components that varies in properties among soils. So, let's start first with the soil solids. So, these are the soil solids, mineral and also the organic matter. Pag sinabi mong mineral, it has a 45%. Yan, 45% po siya sa pie. Ibig sabihin, malaki po yung components niya. Okay? Pag sinabing mineral matter is derived from the weathering of rocks, ano ibig sabihin ng weathering of rocks? Sa rocks, merong nangyayari. Yun. It involves sand, silt, and clay. Okay? Particles. So these particles are essential for holding nutrients and water, which are crucial for plant growth. Okay? Always remember, pag mineral matter, it comes from the weathering of rocks and also minerals. Nagko-compose po siya ng sand, silt, and clay. Particles that vary or nag-change among the soils. And also, mineral matter are the major source of all nutrient elements. What are those nutrient elements? Kayo na lang talaga. Macro and micronutrients, except sa anong hindi kabilang sa mineral matter? Except for nitrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Okay, they are not part of mineral matter. Okay? So, it is needed for plant growth. Okay? Except for nitrogen, carbon, and oxygen. So, example we have in sandy soil, the mineral matter might be more coarse. It's a physical properties. Pag sinabi mong coarse, rough, malaki-laki yung soil. Ganun coarse ba? Hindi siya smooth, rough siya, malaki-laki yung type of soil, allowing the water to drain quickly. Ibig sabihin, malalaki yung butas or pores na pwedeng mas madaling dumaan ang water. And this can be challenged for certain crops like rice, which require more water retention. Sige nga, gumawa ka ng rice field made of sandy soil. Lol. Tapos, meron kang water management. Oo. Hindi nagre-retain ang soil, ang water. It always drain. Oo, tapos kailangan ng lowland rice is yung retention of water. Kung merong gagawa niyan, salute na talaga ako sa iyo. Kung magagawa yan ni Britzel, salute na talaga ako kay Britzel. Rice field made of sandy soil. Hindi mo na kailangan
Semento ilalim, sir.
Sementong lalim. Sementong ilalim. Kahit semento yung lalim na yon. So para mag-retain, maganda ba mangyari sa sandy soil? Siyempre, magkakaroon ka ng open water, right? Flowing of water. Eh, sasama pa rin yung sandy soil doon. Sasama pa rin yung sandy soil doon sa flowing of water. Matatanggal yung mga sandy soil. Kahit sabihin mong semento yung baba. Ang yaman mo, be. Oo. Ang yaman mo pag ganoon. Imagine mo yan, isang box ng 1 hectare, isang box ng let's say mga 2 or 3 box sa isang hektarya ng rice field. Tapos sementohin mo yun. Tapos sa taas nun ay sandy soil. Hindi ko alam kung saan nanggaling yung utak na yun. Imagine mo. Na-imagine ko lang. Oo. Siguro pag ako naging teacher nun, hindi ako papakilala. Oo. Hindi ko talaga tinuro yan. Hindi ko tinuro. Oo. Pag ginawa yan ni Bonbon, sobrang yaman na ni Bonbon pa ganun. Okay? Next, we have mineral matter. Another mineral matter is we have pag-usapan din natin to. We have the primary minerals and the secondary minerals. Okay? Primary minerals, these are the minerals that are those that remain relatively unchanged, okay, in soil formation. Their parent rock, they are typically part of the original rock and retain their chemical structures after weathering. So ano ibig sabihin yan? Pag sinabing primary minerals, sila yung pinaka una talaga. Okay, sila yung pinakauna. Ibig sabihin, walang nag-change sa kanila. Kumbaga, nasa kanila yung tawag diyan. Sila yung pinakauna-una. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng mga secondary minerals, yung mga slate, yung mga ganon. Oo, sila yun. We have the primary minerals. So, examples, we have quartz. Yung quartz, this one is quartz. Usually can be found in the beaches or in the seashore. Yun, beaches at saka seashore. So quartz found in most soils. Quartz is highly resistant to weathering and remains largely unchanged. So sandy soil po yan. 'Di ba nga pag natamaan yan ng sun, kumikinang. Yun. Parang ako. Pag natamaan po ako natamaan ako ng sun, kumikinang ang aking forehead. Parang hindi naman kumikinang yung forehead ninyo pag hindi natamaan. Kayo din man pag natamaan din ng soil, ng sun, yung forehead ninyo kumikinang. Oo. Kantahan ko na kayo, kumikuti-kuti tap, pumubusi-busila, ganun. Ganyan. Okay, so, bakit parang pang Christmas lahat ang kanta ko? Yun, so we have, it's a major constituent in sandy soils. In sandy soils, yun. Major constituent po siya ng sandy soils. Yes, ang quartz. Okay? Di ba nga kaya puti-puti talaga yung natin? Puting-puti talaga yung beaches natin because they are composed of quartz. Oo. Meron din yan sa Sapa. Madaming quartz sa Sapa. Right? Sa river. Marami pong quartz sa river. Pero ang ginagawa natin, ginagamit natin siya panglugod. You know what's panglugod? Sa Bisaya kasi lugod yan. Yung inaano natin sa katawan natin para matanggal yung dumi natin. Yun. Okay? Pero guys, hindi po yan yung sa Bisaya, tawas kaman yan ha. Hindi po yan yung tawas kaman. Alam mo yung sa Bisaya, yung pag naano ka doon ng mga nuno sa punso, tapos nilalagyan, tapos pagpapaano ka daw, magpapatawas-tawas. May tawas-tawas ba yun? Ganun. Tapos di ba yung kulay puti? Hindi po yan ha, hindi po yun quartz. Okay? Tawas po yun talaga, hindi yun quartz. Okay? So, pag nilalagyan ng ganun, diba, pag bukal-bukal yun siya, mas maganda kasi pag sa Bisaya. Pag nagbubukal-bukal, and then after nun, lalabas yung forma, yung structure. Nanuno ka pala, ganun. So, that's tawas-tawas. Yun, tawas. Sa amin, tawas ka man yan, sa iba, tawas-tawas yun. So, iba din po yung, hindi din po quartz, yung mga hinuhuli. Okay? Hinuhuli ng pulis, hindi po yung quartz. Oo, iba pong klaseng quartz. Ibang klaseng stone po yun. Ibang klaseng tawas din po yung hinuhuli ng pulis. Okay? Tandaan ninyo to ha. It's a quartz. Ibang ano po yun. Okay? Baka sabihin nyo ano eh. Iba po yung hinuhuli ng pulis. Okay? So far, hindi pa naman ako nahuli ng pulis. Charot. Okay, next we have feldspar. Okay, feldspar, this mineral is present in many rocks. Yun. So after weathering, it can break down into clay minerals. So after ng weathering, magbe-break down siya into minerals, clay minerals, and it is found in soils that originated from granite or similar rocks. As you can see, it is color red, right? Because it is composed of iron and magnesium. And right after that, pag yan po ay napudpod or na, ano ba yung napudpod, na breakdown into pieces, yan po ay nagiging clay minerals. Okay? Next, we have secondary minerals. Okay? Secondary minerals are those that form from the alteration of weathering of primary minerals. So, alteration siya, ibig sabihin, nanggaling siya sa primary minerals, which is kaya siya nagkaroon ng secondary, pwedeng nagkaroon ng mixture, yun, okay? So, they result from chemical reactions, so yung ginamitan ng chemical reactions, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng secondary minerals. In the soil environment and typically include clay minerals and other compounds, okay? Example, we have the clay minerals. Example, we have the kaolinite, montmorilonite. Yun, those are example of clay minerals or secondary minerals. We will discuss that, guys. And then we have this form from the weathering of feldspar and other primary minerals. So they are critical for water retention and nutrient storage in soil. So bakit water retention? Kasi nga clay yan eh. Pag clay, tandaan, meron talagang higher water retention. Lower porosity. Yun. And we have the hematite and the geotite. Pag hematite dito ito. This one is the hematite and this one is the geotite. Okay? So these are iron oxide minerals that form in soils as a result of weathering or primary minerals like feldspar and also the oxidation of iron. This one, as you can see, kaya siya namumula, right? Or yeah, it is because of the oxidation of iron. Okay? Meaning this one is acidic. Ganun. Now, have you seen like this sa movie ng Indiana Jones? Sino nanood na lang Indiana Jones? Indiana Jones ba? Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Walang may alam sa inyo nun? Indiana Jones. Oh, hindi kayo naroon. Oh, manood kayo na maganda Indiana Jones. Ano pa? Black Panther. Yung Wakanda ba? Wakanda. Oo, Wakanda. Oo. Tapos, yan, meron. Ito yun, nakalagay doon. Yung Wakanda, yun. Ito, hematite, makikita nyo doon. Yung metal-like sa ano nila, vibranium. Yung vibranium select nila, yung metallic look ng Black Panther, that is made of hematite. Ano pa? Saan mo pa makikita yung hematite sa movie? The Lord of the Rings. Sila nanood, yung The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Walang nanood sa inyo yun? Yung dati pa, yung 2001 to 2003 na Lord of the Rings. Yun. Ang gamit din doon nila for jewelry and weapons. Yung sa props nila, ang ginagamit nila sa armor, sa ring, sa sword, ay yung hematite yun. Okay? Hematite. Other than that, example pa ng movie, if I can still remember, is yung Da Vinci Code. Are you familiar with Da Vinci Code? Okay. Ano yan? Religious artifacts yan sila. Or historical, Yes, Da Vinci Code. Sino dito nanonood ng Da Vinci Code? Nakapanood na ng Da Vinci Code? Makikita nyo to? So this one is hematite. Okay? Makinang na kulay itim. Okay? And sino may alam kung anong stone yung mention doon sa Superman movies? Superman. Anong stone yun?
Kryptonite.
Yes, correct. It's a kryptonite. Very good. It's a kryptonite. It's a fictional mineral po ng Superman's home planet, Krypton. Diba? Ayun. Kryptonite. Superman. Next, we have, mineral matters. We have macronutrients and micronutrients. So, dapat yan ang alalahan. I-remind niyo ha. Lagi niyong tandaan. Macronutrients, primary and secondary, required in large amounts. And nitrogen, we have the N, K, P, Ca, Mg, and S. Okay, so these are the macronutrients. Micronutrients in the soil po ito, hindi pa tayo sa plants, sa soil ito. Required in trace amounts but crucial for various plant processes, including iron, Fe, Mn, manganese, zinc, Zn, copper, Cu, okay, boron, B, molybdenum, Mb, Mo, and then we have the chlorine, which is Cl. Okay, so ganun lang guys. Actually, ganun ako mag-aral eh. Hindi ko nilalagay yung the whole thing na manganese. Nilalagay ko Mn, Fe, alam ko yun, iron yan, manganese yan. Ganun. Yun. So, ano lang yan ni Sir. I-discuss lang din yan ni Sir furthermore kasi maraming dapat na i-discuss for that. Okay? There will be a separate days for that. Next, we have the organic matter. So, organic matter composed of 5% in the components of soil. Comes from decomposed plant and animal matter, and also it's vital for enriching soil with nutrients and improving its structure, enhancing water retention, and also nutrient exchange. So, maganda pag organic. Yun. Okay? So, example, we have compost or animal manure added to soil that helps increase organic matter, improving its structure and water holding capacity, especially in poor or heavily farmed soils. Always remember ha, pag organic matter, it's derived from the decayed and decaying remains of plants and animals intimately mixed with the mineral matter. So, organic matter, always remember, it is the chief yan siya, chief natural source ng nitrogen. Okay? Chief natural source siya ng lagyan nyo na lang dyan, chief natural source po yan siya ng nitrogen. Okay? And there's an indicative of the nitrogen status of the soil. And also organic matter also contributes phosphorus, sulfur, and micronutrients, but in smaller amounts compared to sa mineral sources. So, and also organic matter, it enables the soil to store cations. Okay ha? Pag sinabing organic matter, it enables the soil to store cations. It also promotes the formation and stabilization of aggregates. And also, it's giving the soil greater permeability and porosity. Ano yung mga pinagsasabi-sabi ni Sir? Malalaman nyo yan pag mag-a-attend kayo sa klase namin. Impermeability, porosity, aggregates, bulk density, particle density. So, yun ay lumalabas sa board exam. Tapos, tatanungin sa board exam, what is the difference between particle density and bulk density? Ngayon, wala kang masagot kasi nga ka. Yun. Next, we have, lagi yung lumalabas sa exam talaga. Alam nyo ba, evaluation pa talaga yun. I-evaluate mo siya. You know what? Evaluate is one of the nasa hardest na siya ng sa table of specification, malalim na siya or mahirap na siya na analyzation ang evaluation. So yun, dapat masanay kayo sa pagsagot ng more on evaluation. Yun. At saka analyzation din. And saan nyo nakukuha yung mga ganong tanong? Dito lang, sa Agricola PH. Charot. Ano pa, nag-advertise pa si Sir. Ayun, so if you want to join our class, we have two different availability, we have one which is the regular class. So the regular class, they attend. I mean, they avail it around. Yeah, just chat na lang yun ng yung page. There will be someone who will assist you. It's not me. Will be someone that will assist you. Maybe si Cheng or sa madami sila si Che or si tatlo kasi sila yan eh. So, depende na lang kung sino ang makapag-ano sa inyo, makapag-serve sa inyo. And actually, we have, since we are done with the crop science, so we lower our regular promo now. From 3,500, I think it's 3,000 na lang. Yun, so, and then you need to down payment of 1,500. If you want to get the crop science na klase, so you need to, you need to get the 3,500 para masayang din kasi yun eh, those are recorded classes. And then we have also promo for soil science and crop protection. Okay, so that will be 500 pesos. That is an anniversary promo po. Pwede po kayong magtanong sa ano. Pero always remember that the rules of Agricola PH is that once you avail the promo of like example, soils and crop protection 500 pesos, hindi na po kayo pwedeng mag-avail ng any promo from Agricola PH. Or even enrolled in regular class, hindi na po allowed. Okay? So yun ang yun nga lang yung disadvantage doon. Even in final coaching, hindi na kayo allowed. Kasi parang it only provides you a hint only na you can only get into Agricola PH once. Okay? So, meron nag-enroll dito ng soil science na gusto mag-enroll sa crop protection. So, that's why sinabi ko na, sorry, hindi na siya allowed. Oo. Nag-private message siya. Sorry, that's the rules kasi that we have. Okay? So, that's why nga ina-advise ko sa kanila, instead of getting those promos, mas maganda talaga mag-attend na lang kayo ng regular classes. Because you will be provided by everything and there will be a full supervision. Mas supervise pa kayo compare sa mga promos na ganyan. Naliles lang yung supervision, guys. Promise. You're gonna like it pag nasa regular class na kayo. Maingay ang GC. Oo. Yun. So, yeah, let's go back. Nag-advertise na naman si Sir eh. Yun. So, let's go back to our class. So, we have here yun, mga permeability, porosity, the are the things that we need to know. Okay? So, meron din mga computations dyan that we need to learn. And, yeah. So, there are types of organic matter. So, we have the plant residues, okay, animal manure, compost, humus, peat, and biochar. Ano nga ba yung biochar? Ano yung biochar? Biochar. Alam yung bayot, guys? Bading. Like us. Suntukan na lang tayo. Kaya magganyan-ganyan sa akin. Yung rice hull, pwede din. Pwede din. Ano ginagawa sa rice hull? Ginagawang biochar? Kasi pwede din yung plant residues yun eh. Yun, pag plant residues, ito yung mga plant debris ba? Diba? After mo ma-harvest, tatapon mo yung mga panicles, tatapon mo yung mga waste, nagde-decompose siya, so nagiging organic matter. Animal manure, tae ng animals. Compost. Humus. Ano yung humus? Alam nyo na yan. Malalaman nyo din yan. We have the peat. Ano yung peat? Parang hole na ganyan, Tapos marami doong mga basura. Tapos, or ano pa ba yan? Yung parang compost din po siya. Yung peat. Yun. And then we have the biochar. Biochar ba? Biochar. Yan. Biochar. Organic matter po yan. And then we have also the terms OI, OE, and OA. Nakikita niyo ba yung slide ko, guys? Yan. We have the terms OI, OE, and OA. Okay? Are used to classify the different layers of organic horizons in soils, specifically in the context of humus formation. So these layers are part of the soil's organic matter, which forms as plant and animal residues decompose. Bakit to sinama ni Sir? Kasi nga, hindi to masyadong nadidiscuss eh. Hindi siya masyadong nadidiscuss sa klase ng kahit saang review center. Only in Agricola PH. Kasi nga, lumalabas yan sa board exam. Kasi maibig sabihin si OI, OE, and OA. Okay? So as you can see here, this is an example of soil profile. Okay? Vertical type. So we have the vertical one. So we have the soil profile. And in the horizontal, each horizontally layer has what we call the soil horizons. The top layer is the organic. Okay? Organic. Don't panic, it's organic. Yun. So that is organic. So dyan mo makikita si OI, OE, and OA. Okay? Ganito yan guys, oh. 'Di ba sa organic na yan, ganito yung forma niya. Si OI nasa taas, si OE nasa gitna, si OA nasa baba, and then horizon A nasa baba. Ganyan. Okay? OI, OE, OA, and then horizon A. Well decomposed na to. Alright, so ganyan. So, and then we have the horizon A, horizon B, and then horizon E. This one here, horizon E, and then we have horizon C, and we have the bedrock or the parent material. Okay? But we will discuss that more soon. Okay? Sama kayo. Charot. Next, basta this week yan siya. Okay, let's start first with OI. OI, horizon, is also known as fabric. Lumalabas din sa board exam. Okay? Hindi nila sinasabi na OI yan, OE or OA. Ang ginagamit nila na term is itong mga technical terms, which is fabric. Okay? Fabric. OI, it means fabric. Okay? Hindi, iba po yung fabric ha. Yung fabric, yun po yung sa laba. Oh, fabric. So the OI horizon consists of organic material that is slightly decomposed. Ano yan? Slightly. Ano yan ulit? Slightly decomposed. Okay? Always put that in your mind. Hindi pa siya masyadong decomposed. Slightly decomposed. Okay? And next we have slightly decomposed. So, composed of organic material. So, that is OI. And it contains recognizable plant residues such as leaves, twigs, and other organic matter that retain their original structure. Ibig sabihin yung mga nahuhulog na leaves, pag nahulog siya, na-fall siya dun sa surface, so nasa OI horizon siya. Okay? So, organic material is partially decomposed kasi nga slightly decomposed, but still relatively intact pa rin siya. So, the material in this layer is usually visible and identifiable. Di ba sa leaves, pag na-fall sa surface, intact pa rin siya. Right? Intact pa rin siya. Slightly decomposed pa rin siya. Pag na-fall sa soil. Oo. Wag lang tayo ma-fall sa maling tao. Nasabi ko na kasi mag-stop na tayo mag-aral eh. Mag-love na lang tayo eh. Na. Kasi pag ma-fall ka sa sa maling tao, hindi siya sasalo sa'yo. Masakit yun. Oo. So, you never fall in love. I miss my bebe. Oo. Never fall in love. Pero si sir lang naiina eh. Napafall agad eh. Yun. So, that's it. Pwede natin i-end yung klase. Charot. I miss chatting my bebe. Yun. So, visible siya. Ibig sabihin nakikita pa yung residues na yan, plant residues na yan. So, example, we have typically found in colder climates where decomposition is slower. Always remember ha, pag malamig ang panahon, malamig yung climates na yan, mahina ang decomposition. Okay? Bakit mahina ang decomposition? Kasi, one of the reason kaya nagde-decompose agad-agad yung plants because of the heating process ba? Yun, kaya nagde-decompose. So, pag malamig ang panahon, decomposition is slower. So, pag malamig ang panahon, tayo ay nangangailangan ng capsule. tayo nangangailangan ng cuddle please. Ganon. Kaso wala tayong ganon eh. Wala tayong ganon. Ano lang tayo? Loki. Oo. So, pag malamig ang panahon, hug na lang natin si Pillow. I miss my bebe. Yun. So, example, you might find this in forest floor where fallen leaves and needles are just beginning to decompose and the original structures of the plant material are still visible. So, unti-unti na po siyang nade-decompose yung plants na yun, pero nakikita pa rin natin yung material na yun, which intact pa yung plant material na yun. So, that is fabric, ha? OI. Next is we have the OE. OE. OE is horizon humic. Okay, humic. Huwag kayo mag-alala, malapit na tayo matapos. Kasi ako may work pa rin ako. Kailangan ko na rin mag-ayos. Yeah, humic. So, the OE horizon consists of organic matter that is moderately decomposed. Moderately. Kanina, slightly, partially. Ngayon, moderately decomposed. Ibig sabihin, sa plants na yan, may part na butas-butas na or nagiging brown na siya. O, ganun. So, yun. Example yun. Okay? So we have other things is we have the original plant structure is no longer visible. Hindi na daw visible kasi nga nagabutas-butas na, hindi mo na siya nakita. So that's humic. And the material is a more amorphous or non-structured state. Ano nga ba yung amorphous, guys? Oo, lumalabas din yan sa board exam. Well, I will discuss that more in soil chemistry. Non-structured pag sinabing structure. Pag amorphous, ibig sabihin, non-formation, non-organized. Iba-iba yung forma niya ba? Iba yung structure niya. It's a different one. Amorphous ang tawag dun. Okay? So, characteristics, the organic matter is in the intermediate stage of decomposition. Nasa intermediate stage siya ng decomposition. So, the material is more broken down na tayo, living life in a merry-go-round. Ganun. Hindi ko alam yung kanta yan. Make her tayo. Yan, ganun. Basta ganun. And then compared to the OI horizon, but still retains some recognizable characteristics. Makikita pa rin naman. Then common in temperate regions with moderate rates of decomposition. Example, decomposed layer of plant material where the original leaves or stems are no longer distinguishable and the material feels spongy and fibrous. Ano yung spongy and fibrous? Di ba nga, sa leaves, pag tumatagal yan, pag na-dry na siya, pag nababrown na siya, tumatagal, makikita nyo parang may yung mga vein na lang. Plant, leaf veins na lang makikita ninyo. Or fibrous na lang ang nakikita ninyo. Di ba? Yun. Parang tali-tali. Yun. Spongy din siya ang forma niya. Ibig sabihin po yun, humic yun. Humic yun siya. Okay? Next, we have OA. Ito yung pinaka-highlight sa class natin ngayon. Si OA or tinatawag na sapric. Okay? OA, parang mga girls. Parang kami. OA. Para po kaming sapric. Kasi yung sapric kasi, pag dinalawan, talagang dragon. Pag dinalawan, talagang dragon. Wag mong galawin kung ayaw mong masipa. Yun. So, OA horizon is also known as sapric. So, the OA horizon, yan, tayong mga girls, aminin na natin kasi minsan OA tayo. Diba? Sino ba yung pwede kong i-mention? Diba, Beth May Recafort? Parang estudyante ka ta. Oo. Are we OA sometimes? Diba, Richa? Mahinay? Oh. Diba, Charmeline?
Yes po.
Oh, hala. Amin eh.
Minsan lang po.
Ay, pinapaamin. Sabi nila, bakit mo ako pinipili, sir? Di ba Charmeline? Saan si Charmeline? Ang ingay nila sa GC. Bakit wala pa si sir? Natutulog pa siguro si sir. Di ba, Charmeline? Ano na, Charmeline? Bakit di ako natutulog ka ba, Charmeline?
Hindi po, sir.
Oo. Di ba, OA tayo minsan?
Minsan lang.
Amin na amin eh. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you very much, Charmeline. So, we have OA Horizon Sapric. So, the OA Horizon is the most decomposed organic layer. Pag sabi mong the most decomposed, ibig sabihin, basta decompose. O, yun. Decompose na talaga siya. Oo. Ibig sabihin, pud-pud na girl. Ibig sabihin, breaking down. Taya, ganun. Living life. Charot. In a merry-go-round. Decompose na talaga siya, guys. Breakdown na talaga siya. Pud-pud na. So, the organic material is almost completely decomposed and it forms dark. Anong kulay? Dark. And it is rich in humus. Humus, it means organic. Okay? Humus, which means organic. And then, the material is highly decomposed and resembles humus, which is dark. Yan ang kulay actually ng humus talaga. Dark, fine structure, manipis, pudpud, parang powder, and nutrient-rich. Mayaman siya sa nutrients. So the original plant structure is completely unrecognizable. Hindi mo na makikita na yan ay galing sa leaves kasi nga it is fully decomposed and the material is fully broken down into humic substances. This horizon is common in environments with warmer climates where decomposition rates are high. Sa mga warmer yan ha. Tulad ng doon sa amin sa Canada. Charot, doon sa amin sa Canada. Example, a rich dark soil layer often found in well-developed forests and wetlands where the decomposition process is complete and only fine, stable organic matter remains. Have you seen doon sa mga pagmunta kayo sa mga bukid, guys? Meron yan na merong sa bukid na part talaga na maitim yung soil. It is because of the organic matter. Ibig sabihin, dark soil layer po yun siya. Ibig sabihin, rich in organic matter po yun. And then, pag nahawakan nyo, medyo malamig, right? So, yung soil na yun, maitim. Kasi nga, it is coming from the plant residues. So, that's what we call OA or the sapric. Okay? Sapric po ang tawag doon. Pero pag nahawakan nyo po, example I give you one example, vermicast. Diba ang vermicast is galing sa animal manure. And then you put African nightcrawler on it. So, si African nightcrawler is kino-convert niya yung animal manure into organic matter. Right? So, pag ginawakan nyo po yun siya, so pag nakita nyo na okay na siya, parang nagiging soil na siya, yung animal manure, pag nahawakan nyo, di ba mainit? Right? Pag ginawakan nyo, ibig sabihin, pag mainit siya, ibig sabihin po, meron pa pong nangyayaring microorganism processes sa loob. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pa siya pwedeng gamitin ang soil na mainit. Naintindihan nyo ako? Kasi, pag mainit pa yung soil, tapos ginamit mo siya doon sa plants, it will highly disturb the microorganism. Oo. Ano mangyayari dyan? Mamamatay ang plants mo. Oo. Because of the heating na meron siya. Heating level na meron siya. Okay? Naintindihan? Pag di ako naintindihan, kayo na bahala. Yun. So next, we have components of soil. Another components of soil is the air. We need to make it fast because it's already 8:05 and I have a work at 9. So again, wag kalimutan ha. We have the OI, OA, OE, and then OA. Okay. So OI, pag sinabing OI, ito yung slightly decomposed organic matter o tinatawag natin na fabric. Okay? Pag OE, ito yung moderately decomposed organic material, so which is tinatawag nating humic. And we have the OA, highly decomposed organic material na tinatawag nating sapric. Okay? So that is what we call OI, OE, and OA. Huwag kalimutan yan. Naintindihan? Naintindihan. Kasi pag hindi naintindihan, very good. Buti na lang at naintindihan ninyo. Okay, now, let's proceed to our next class, which is the next topic pala, soil air. Okay? So we have the soil air. Pag sinabing soil air, it is 20 to 30%. Okay, 20 to 30% air occupies the pore spaces. Okay, the pore spaces in soil providing oxygen for plant roots and microbes. So the balance of air and water in soil is crucial for plant health. Oh, yun lang nga sinasabi ko sa inyo guys. Pag once dinaanan siya ng air, pwede pa siyang pagdaanan ng soil water. Pero pag dumaan na po yung soil water doon, mahirap na makadaan si soil air. So crucial po yung what do you call this? Crucial yung function ng soil, air, at saka water. So, dapat balance lang talaga sila. Naintindihan? Okay. So, next is we have, example, if the soil is compacted and then air space is reduced. Always remember that. Pag masyadong compacted yung tawag dito, yung soil, yung bulk density niya masyadong compacted, mahihirapan na pumasok yung soil air. Kasi nga, compacted masyado. Okay? And then, plants may suffer from insufficient oxygen and the root level stunting growth. So, always remember, pag compacted ang soil, mahirap makadaan ang roots. Okay? Mahirap makadaan ang roots. And then, we have also the water. Okay, soil water. Soil water, it is, tawag dito, water fills the pore spaces, dissolving and transporting nutrients to plant roots. Okay? Actually, marami pa tayong marami pa tayong i-discuss about dyan kasi lumalabas din yan sa board exam, guys. So, this one, ano tawag dito? Kalimutan ko na. Okay, so, yung soil solution, yun, kinatry ko siyang mag-retain. Yung soil solution, pag sabi mong soil solution, it is not a pure water, it has a chemical already, and the mixture with the chemicals, yun. So, adequate moisture is vital for plant survival, and different soils retain water in varying amounts, yun. Example, in dry climates, soil moisture management becomes a key agricultural practice with techniques like irrigation or mulching to conserve water in the soil. So, in components of the soil, yung water na pag-usapan natin is the soil moisture regime. Yun. Ito na kasi yung pinaka-last part ng soil. Kaya medyo tinatry ko siyang mag-retain sa utak ko. Yan. Kasi yan ang pinakamadaming discussion talaga. Okay? So actually, meron yan tayong tinatawag na comparison. Okay? So that will be the last of our discussion, but we will have this one table here. Okay, meron din siyang comparison, guys, like ilang percent, kasi lumalabas din sa board exam ilang percent ng soil, ng oxygen, this one is the soil air, and then this one is the atmospheric air. Okay. So, we have the nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. So, ayan. Dali lang ha. Hanapin ko yun. Hindi ko pala nalagay sa slide. Dapat nalagay ko sa slide yun. Ayan lang. Hanapin ko muna yun. Saan ko ba yun siya na? Meron akong copy nun eh. Dali lang ha. Dali lang. Kalma lang kayo, guys. Kalma lang. Okay. So, ganito. But I will be discussing that more by tomorrow kasi nga part ito ng discussion natin. Always remember, pag ang nitrogen sa soil air at saka sa atmospheric air, 78%. It's 78%. Ganon, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the oxygen, 21% in atmospheric. And then sa carbon dioxide naman, it's smaller. I think it's 1% or 1.1%. Parang ganon. Meron akong slide yun eh. Hindi ko pala siya nasama. Tapos sa soil air, mas mataas ang carbon dioxide dito. Higher ang carbon dioxide, lower naman yung nitrogen, yung oxygen. And then yung nitrogen is neutral lang siya with atmospheric air. Pero somehow it has parang mas mataas ata yung composition ng atmospheric air pagdating sa nitrogen. Pag mababa ata yung soil air konti dito. Konti, mga ilang decimal point lang po yun. Yun. Computation para walang computation neto, walang computation para makuha yung specific, wala. Meron lang siya table, yun lang ang i-familiarize ninyo. Hanapin ko yung table na yun, nasa presentation kasi yun na ginamit ko that last time. So very important po kasi yun kasi lumalabas yan siya sa board exam. Dito po kasi nalalaman natin kung naiintindihan ba talaga natin yung concept of soil. Okay, so yan. So, pag carbon dioxide, always remember, sa soil, sa loob ng soil, sa soil air, ang carbon dioxide ay highest. Mataas yung carbon dioxide rate or level. Pag sa atmospheric, dito sa atmosphere natin, syempre ang mas kailangan natin is oxygen, right? So, mababa ang carbon dioxide. Okay? Pag oxygen naman ang pinag-uusapan, sa loob ng soil or sa soil air, mababa ang oxygen. Kasi hindi naman masyadong gamit ni plants yung oxygen. Kaya nga, di ba pag nilibing tayo, hindi tayo nakakahinga? Because there's no oxygen. There's a low level of oxygen in the soil. Kaya mababa ang oxygen. Pag sa atmospheric, kasi kailangan natin ng oxygen, kaya mataas ang level ng oxygen. Okay? Pag nitrogen naman, mas mataas siya sa atmospheric air. Okay, compared sa soil air. If I'm not mistaken. Okay? Kasi nga, mas gusto ko makita talaga yung slides na yun. Kasi nakalagay talaga dun sa table na yun. Kung yung about sa nitrogen. Lumalabas kasi yan siya sa board exam. But tomorrow, I'll see to it na ilalagay ko yan siya sa slides ko. Okay? Nasa neutral term lang yan. So, the nitrogen, ito lang yung pinaka-importante sa lahat. Okay, so I'll be sending also a video sa GC regarding on this video on the nitrogen cycle. So, siguro napanood na ata yun ninyo eh. Yung si Baymax, yung video ba na animated video ng nitrogen cycle. Si Smart Boy, yun. So, para mas matandaan ninyo yung nitrogen cycle. So, aside from that, I will be discussing more para po malaman ninyo what are those bacteria. Includes or bacteria that has a important roles in nitrogen cycle, in the cycle. Okay? So, do you guys have any question? Do you guys have any question before we leave the class? By the way, we don't have, this is the first, ito hanggang ngayon lang po, ito yung free na to na link. But because I'll be providing a new link for my students. So, for tomorrow. So, this will be the free one. So, we have the concept of soils. You guys, if you wanted to enroll in our class, you can chat po doon sa FB page. Again, for regular class, we have 3,500. If you don't want to get the crop science, you can have the yung 3,000 lower na yun siya. Ibig sabihin hindi siya kasama yung crop science doon na mga recordings and the files and everything. Yun. So basta yun ang pagkakaalam ko na changes doon sa pricing namin. And then we have our anniversary promo, which is the soil science and the crop rot. But there is a rules. There's a disadvantage. If you will take the soil science and crop rot or anniversary promo, you will never get into or enrolled into Agricola sa regular class or even sa final coaching. Okay? Actually, wala din po kaming final coaching na. Oo, wala na din po kaming final coaching kasi madami akong students sa regular class. So, I'll be more focusing on them kasi madami sila eh. Matitigas din ang ulo nila. Oo, matitigas din ang ulo nila. Masyado sila eh. Makulit. Oo, makulit. Matigas ang ulo. Hindi mga matalino sila eh. Matatalino po sila. Mataas yung mga scores nila eh. Oo. Kalain mo may plant breeding and genetics ang tatas ng mga scores. So, yeah. That will be also, the ranking will be posted tonight. So, hopefully, yun. So, pagpasensya na guys, medyo wala mo ng there are some mga messages sa page. So, wala sigurong open ngayon kasi there are mamaya pa yan, mga around 9 or 10 or mga 12 or 1 a.m. sila magre-reply kasi dapat kanina pa yun, baka natutulog or nagpapahinga galing kasi sa work. So ako, I have also my night shift, so I need to go now. Okay, so by the way, do you have any questions? Yeah, if you wanted to enroll in our class, you can enroll and you can get everything what you need. Oh, you wanted to see it? Gusto niyo makita yung kung ano nga ba ang nilalaman ba yes, nasa YouTube channel lahat ng wait, one moment. Papakita ko sa inyo kung paano talaga ginagawa ni Sir yung class. So we have here one moment. Okay, so I'll be sharing to you my screen so that you will know everything. Yeah, you're welcome, Margie. So this one here. Okay, so this one. Alright, so these are the things that na meron. Ayan, so this is the dashboard kasi ito ng dashboard kasi ito ng Agricola. Hindi po yan monetized. Hindi po monetized. So we'll go to the contents. So here you'll see and yeah. Okay, you'll see there. So meron tayong playlist. Sa playlist na yan, meron yang example, we have here crop science Leia 2024. Binibigay ko to sa mga students ko actually. Oo, binibigay ko to sa kanila. And then we have the videos here. So, ta-da! So these are the videos. Actually, wala po ito sa public kasi unlisted. Pag unlisted po, ibig sabihin, hindi siya public na na videos. You can actually acquire it through sharing links. Yun. Okay? So, plant breeding and genetics, part 1, 2, 3. Ito yung sa last year. Actually, we have now yung bago ngayon sa sa na nakalagay sa ibang accounts. Wait lang, hanapin ko yun. Ay, wala dito. Yun. So, wala pala dito. Nasa iPad ko kasi. Yun. So that's for Agricola. So, marami pa kami yan. So, and then also, we have our new class. Nasa ibang playlist din po yun. Nasa ibang playlist, sa ibang sa tanim yun sa ibang YouTube na content din po yun. Pero hindi yan siya yung may iba dito na naka-public. This one, you can watch this for free. So these are public videos. You can watch it for free. Pero yung iba hindi na siya naka-public. It's unlisted. Pag unlisted, ibig sabihin you cannot watch it unless link is being shared to you. Alright? So will there be anything else before I let you go? Alright guys, it's already 8:20. Then I need to take a bath na. Oh my God! Malamig talaga ako nito. Alright, na ako ni TL. So thank you very much everyone. Kamsahamnida. Ayun, so hoping that you guys makikita ko kayo for tomorrow. Tomorrow again. Okay, so thank you very much everyone. Again, you can enroll to Agricola PH. Just message them. Just message us on our page and then we'll reply to you as soon as possible. Alright, thank you very much everyone. Kamsahamnida. Annyeonghaseyo moseyo, annyeonghaseyo everyone. PowerPoint presentation and also
Bro,
Bro,
Oh, out na oy.
pingis man. Uy, tagay diha.
Out na oy.